Hey guys, it's Robert from East Coast Sawing Design. Today we have a special little unboxing video. We've gotten a new toy for the channel. Uh, and before I tell you what it is, I am no way sponsored by the company. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. So without further ado, we've got the DJI Mini 4K aerial drone. This drone comes from DJI's Mini lineup, which is drones that are under the 250 gram minimum weight for registration in North America. So here in Canada, we don't need to register this drone. I don't need to take a drone certificate, flying license, or anything like that. I don't have to register the drone. I do have to follow common sense with the where you're allowed to fly the drone and how you're allowed to fly the drone. Which I believe you would look up on the Government Canada site. I have looked it up, but I can't remember where. So let me talk to you about why I bought the drone, why I went with the 4K specifically, and then we'll get to the unboxing. So I went with the 4K, the Mini 4K, for a couple different reasons. One, it was a very budget-friendly drone. They've marketed that since day one, that it was very budget friendly. And it is, although I don't agree that it's a beginner drone, because it doesn't have any of the obstacle avoidance or anything like that, like the Mini 3, the Mini 4, and the Pro series do. But I'm okay with that. I don't like bells and whistles, because bells and whistles mean there's more to break. So this drone's actually a re-release of the Mini 2 SE with upgraded firmware, upgraded Ocu2 Sync, which is the software and hardware that allows for the transmission range, and a 4K camera. So if anybody's actually flown the Mini 2 SE, you would be very familiar with this drone. This is actually my very first drone ever. So I went with the 4K because of its budget-friendly nature. Specifically, I went with the Fly More kit, the Fly More combo, so they get extra fly time. It's advertised on their website as 31 minutes per battery, so in the case of the Fly More kit, which comes with 3 batteries, that's 91. From what I'm seeing on other reviewers and other information online, that's very conservative. Realistically, it's going to be better part of 20 minutes per battery, which on 3 batteries is still an hour of fly time per full charge setup. So realistically, I'm never going to be flying this thing that long in any real scenario. Like, when I survey the land, that might be the longest time. So why I bought this drone was, I want it for a couple different reasons. One was to be able to fly on our property and look at our land and see the different aspects of it that aren't necessarily easy to see for various reasons. There's a swamp, a river run that turned into a bog or quagmire or marsh, whatever you want to call it, and it's pretty much impassable with the ATV tractor. Even some spots are, most of it's actually incredibly difficult to even cross by foot. I've sunk to my knees in some spots. So the drone will allow me to plot out the best location for me to cross the swamp, because our land is quite substantial. But also we can see what kind of trees are on the other side of the swamp other than the known, and just get a good layout and see if there's anything going on in our land, because you never know. When you have a ton of land, you never know if someone's on it. Next up, I got it for the YouTube channel, specifically for cinematic shots when I'm working out in the woods. If I want to zoom, if I want to show where I'm actually working instead of being surrounded by trees, I can say, hey, this is where we really are. Also, I got it for pleasure activities. So when I go on trips with a friend, we can do aerial photography of the areas we're at with much better results than not having the gear. So it's going to get a lot of good use, and again, that's why I bought the Fly More combo. It wasn't so much for here, but it's more for when I'm out and about doing pleasure stuff. So this drone was 490 Canadian, I believe, what I paid. I'll have the number. I'll I'll tag a screenshot of how much it was in the video. After taxes, about $550. This is actually the second attempt at purchasing this drone. The first attempt did not go well with Amazon. It said 2-day delivery and it never came. So I got the money back, and it was almost $700 just for the Fly More combo. So to get it for $560, about $140 off, because it had gone on sale, was quite the achievement. I think that's part of why I didn't get it on time originally. So I'm gonna change camera angles so we can do the unboxing. Alright guys, so here's the packaging it comes in. So DJI Mini 4K ultralight drone, 249 grams. It's actually, according to everybody, it clocks in at about 240. So pretty standardized packaging. So it's covered in plastic shrink film. So there's a tamper sticker here. Alright, so scan QR code for first use, install DJI Fly app, watch video tutorials, read the user manual. Okay, so right on the lid we got the information. So we'll take it out. So the only thing in the box is the actual bag, and everything's in the bag. Another part of the reason I wanted the Fly More combo was the carrying bag and propeller guards. So we got the main pouch of the drone, and on the pouch you got this flap up top here, and that holds all your accessories. So you got a USB-A to USB-C charge controller for the drone itself and the remote. You got some spare left and right blades with screws. These are your connection cables from the drone controller to your cell phone, because this comes with the N1C controller, RC-N1C. This one's a micro USB to USB-C. This would be good if I was using my tablet. This one's the USB-C to USB-C, which is the one I'm going to be using. So obviously the USB-C to Lightning is the one that's installed. You get a screwdriver for changing out your blades. And here's a couple more spare blades. You get the RC-N1C controller. Supposedly the only difference between the RC-N1C controller, RC-N1 controller, which is DJI's slightly older one, is it has twice the battery capacity, but otherwise it's the same. So your joystick controls are in the soft bottom. There's your USB charging port. Here's your antenna / phone mount, and there's your cable for connecting it to your cell phone. And as suspected, the USB Lightning to USB-C is the one that's installed, so we'll get that changed out now while we're at it. I will be using my Android cell phone. So that's been switched, we're good to go. So I like the feel of the controller. It's quite nice. Then here we have one of the big features of the Fly More combo is the additional batteries and charger. So this is the DJI Mini 2 charger, because the Mini 2 and the Mini 4K are the same drone essentially. And this bulk charges them via USB-C, and then you can actually use it as a power bank to charge your controller if you're out and about. So there's the batteries. Is there anything else? We got some quick start menu. We got a DJI sticker, the quick start menus. DJI QR code for the App Store. And then the star of the show, the drone itself. So we'll move the bag here. So this drone is very tiny. It was one of the negatives, in my opinion, about it, but again, that comes part and parcel with the weight rating. So it's a little smaller than I was originally thinking it would be, but I'm quite happy with that. So here's the drone itself. One of the other things you get with the Fly More combo is this strap and cradle, and that holds all the propellers in place while you're transporting. So these propellers will actually go over here. They won't be in the sticker, and then you can see these ones are right here. So we peel off that sticker from the propeller holder. We don't need that. We can peel the gimbal cover off. We don't need that. So pop open the... So this is a little snap. That comes off. Then we got a sticker on the back propellers holding them together for transport. So that comes off. What's this say? Charge to activate battery before first time use. So I knew the batteries had to be charged. So we'll get that sticker off. Let's use a little utility knife here just to flip that flap up. Then the gimbal cover comes off. And there's some stickers holding the gimbal in place. So they just come off really gently. And then when you unfold your drone, you want to do it from the front legs first. And then you swing the back legs around. Like so. And that's the DJI Mini 4K. So yes, battery showing stone dead, which is expected. So you open up your back cover here. There's your third battery. So I'm just going to put them all in the bulk charger and charge them that way. So you just want to make sure all your blades are together like that, and then you can clip your gimbal cover back on. You never want to have the gimbal exposed while it's in transport, because that will damage it. Oop. Oops. Doing something wrong here with this. Okay, there we go. So there, drone back in its packaging, and we'll get it all back in the bag. So I'll take this back in the house and get everything charged up, because she's in no way, shape, or form ready for flying yet. Get all the accessories put back in the pouch. So that was first unboxing of the DJI Mini 4K. I'm going to eventually do a first impressions video, first flight video separately. But for now, my impressions of it unboxed are amazing. I'm quite happy with the packaging, quite happy with the drone. So if you like this video, guys, comment, subscribe, like. You know the drill. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me if you want to see much more content about the drone. I'm going to try to upload different videos over time of me actually flying it and getting to know the controls. Specifically, I chose the DJI over something way cheaper like the Atom 2 from Ponzik, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure right off the top of my head. Or like one of the cheap drone names. I wanted the DJI because DJI has been doing it for years and they know what they're doing. And this drone, from all impressions, is quite nice to fly. So, hope you like, guys. Thanks.